Maryam, Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you all today? Alhamdulillah. And how is everybody's summer break going? Did you have lots of fun in the summer? And are you ready for school to start again? And are you all excited for Eid? Because I'm very excited for Eid. Eid is in how many days? We have 1, 2, 3 days. Yeah, three more days till Eid. It must be very exciting, right? You all have lots of plans for Eid and the rest of summer. So are you all ready to learn a lot today? Okay. So we'll start. I will be doing the Surat An-Nasr today. I will be doing the introduction first, and then I'll be telling a very interesting story. And afterwards, I'll be doing the ayah by ayah Tajweed rules of Surat An-Nasr. So let us begin the introduction.
Maryam, you want to talk about at the beginning that next class will be mini Quran competition. Just talk about that.
Right. So today we will be reviewing Surat An-Nasr, and then in the next class we're going to have a competition. The next class it's bi-weekly, so the week after this, the next week, in 2 weeks.
August 31st.
August. Okay. So the next class is on August 31st, and we will be having a mini Quran competition. There are going to be 2 age groups. For the older age group, it's Surat An-Nasr. So for the older age group, it's going to be Surat An-Nasr, and for the younger age group, it will be Surat An-Nasr, the one we're practicing today. So all of you can review from before, and then on that day we'll have the competition, and inshallah that will be a lot of fun. And also, the days that we are passing right now, these are the best of days. These are very important days because, it's the time where everybody is doing Hajj in Mecca and Medina. And also this Monday will be the day of Arafah. This is the most important day, and it is very important for all of us to do as much ibadah as possible. And inshallah, me and my family are all planning to fast. So the Monday is a very important day, and all of you can try to do as much ibadah, and also if you want to fast, you can fast. So now we will start the introduction for Surat An-Nasr. So Surat An-Nasr is chapter number 110. So we're almost going towards the end of the Qur'an. We only have 4 surahs left after Surat An-Nasr. And then Surat An-Nasr is a Madani surah. I think this is like the first Madani surah we're going over. All the rest were Makki surahs. But this is a Madani surah, Surat An-Nasr. And if any of you have forgotten what Madani surah means, Madani surah is a surah that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after the hijrah to Medina. Surat An-Nasr has 3 verses, so it is one of the shortest surahs of the Holy Qur'an. The ayahs are not very small, but it's still 3 verses. Surat An-Nasr means the victory or the help, so it has 2 meanings. You can either consider An-Nasr meaning the victory, or you can also consider it to be the help. And also in some narrations, Surat An-Nasr is considered the last full surah revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this was in some narrations the last surah revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's an interesting fact about Surat An-Nasr. So that is the end of the introduction to Surat An-Nasr. And now I will be telling you a very, very interesting story. It happens when the revelation of Surat An-Nasr is. So it's a very interesting story, and I'm sure all of you will love it. So that's why I decided to tell you this story today. So this is a very important incident that is related to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life. So long after the Battle of Badr, this happened years and years after the Battle of Badr, this incident happens. So do you know what the Battle of Badr is? The Battle of Badr was the first battle where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions fought against the Quraysh and the disbelievers. So that is the first ever battle that they fought. So long after the Battle of Badr, basically all of the companions, not all of them, but some of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's companions, the ones who participated in the Battle of Badr, would sit down like in a small room or tent, and they would have like discussions about important matters at the time, and including one of them was Umar ibn al-Khattab. Also amongst them there was a little, not a little, but a very young boy whose name was Abdullah ibn Abbas. He was also one of the companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. But the thing is that all the other companions were elder people, and Abdullah ibn Abbas was one of the youths. So imagine like you're sitting in a room, imagine there's a room, and in the room there are lots of older people talking about important discussions, and then among them there's like one youth boy. So some of the companions thought that this was unfair because they had young sons too, so how come they weren't allowed to sit? Umar ibn al-Khattab didn't allow them to sit with the older people and discuss with them, but he allowed Abdullah ibn Abbas. So they thought this was unfair. So one time it was like 1 minute. So one of them asked Umar radiallahu anhu, who was sitting with them, why do you, Umar radiallahu anhu, bring this youth to sit with us when we have children like him who are not allowed to sit with us? So then Umar radiallahu anhu replied, verily, he is among the ones whom you know. Basically, he said that verily Abdullah ibn Abbas was among the chosen ones. So now, one day, this is where the story kind of begins. One day Umar ibn al-Khattab and all his companions were sitting and talking. So Umar radiallahu anhu asked them, so what do you think about Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala's statement? And then he recited the first verse of Surat An-Nasr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. So he asked the companions, what do you think about this verse? So one of the companions said, he said, we were commanded to praise Allah and seek His forgiveness when He helps us and gives us victory. So he basically just said the literal meaning of the ayah, and some of the companions who were sitting amongst them agreed to this opinion, but some of them remained silent. So Umar radiallahu anhu then asked Abdullah ibn Abbas if he thought the same way about this explanation, and Abdullah ibn Abbas said no. Abdullah ibn Abbas had a different opinion about this verse. He said, it was the end of the life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was informing him of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when there comes the help of Allah and the conquest, which means that is a sign of the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in another narration, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Abdullah ibn Abbas himself that this ayah indeed does indicate of his death, and do you know what? He did die that same year. So this was a very interesting story that I wanted to tell you, and also everything I told you is from I collected it from a Sahih Bukhari Hadith, and I just paraphrased it into my own words. So that is the story. Now let us move on to the Tajweed rules of the surah, but first let me recite the surah, and also we're going to do a chorus together.
Question?
Oh yeah, let me ask the questions. So let me ask you all a few questions about the story to see if you all were paying attention or not. Okay, so do you know what happened long before this? Before this incident happened? What happened a long time? There was an important event I mentioned. Go ahead.
People, Umar,
You don't know? It's okay, nice try though. Alright, let's move on to someone else.
The Battle of Badr.
Yes, that is correct. The answer is the Battle of Badr. So the important incident that happened a long time before this is the Battle of Badr. So who remembers the name of this, the youth companion who used to sit among all the elder people and discuss with them? Does anybody remember? In the back.
My name is Abdullah ibn
That is correct. So, I'll repeat what you said. The correct answer is Abdullah ibn Abbas. That was the name of the companion who used to sit among all the older people and discuss with them. So, what did Abdullah ibn Abbas have his opinion for that ayah? What did he think it meant? Does anybody know what his opinion about that verse was?
He thought his opinion was that he thought it was a sign of the Prophet Muhammad's death.
That is correct. Good job, mashallah. The correct answer that Abdullah ibn Abbas thought that that was a sign that indicated that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was going to die that year, and that did happen. So, okay, so let's move on to the surah now. So I will recite Surat An-Nasr first, and then we'll do a chorus with all of the little kids together. So let me recite it one time. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. So now let's all recite it together as a chorus. So 1, 2, 3. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. Looks like all of you are a little bit sleepy today. You want to try it one more time? Louder? Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. Much better. Okay, so now we will okay, so before I start, all of you who memorized Surat An-Nasr, raise your hand. All the ones who memorized Surat An-Nasr. MashaAllah, a lot of you have memorized it. So now we're going to start the Tajweed rules.
You can go one by one this time.
I think we did and then you go for the
Oh yeah.
right for the whole thing to
Explain. Yeah, I think it's good.
So the first ayah is إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. In this ayah we have one rule in Ja'a. We have med followed by Hamza, and this is one word, same word. When we have this rule is called med and muttasil. So basically med and muttasil is a med. You have to give 4 to 5 harakat, and what you have to do is when you have how will you know that the med and muttasil is there? Basically you have to look for this sign. This is a med sign, and then you have to look for a hamza, and if it is in the same word then it is considered med and muttasil. So over here we have the med sign followed by hamza in one word, so that's why it is med and muttasil, and we need to stretch it 4 to 5 harakat. The next rule we have in this ayah is,
I'm going to show how you stay on there, right?
okay, so I'll recite it. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. So that's how you give the med over there. Then over here we have Suat, and if anybody remembers, Suat is a heavy letter, so we need to say it more heavy than any other letter. And also followed by Ra, which has a dhamma. So this is also a heavy letter because Ra, if it has a fatha or a dhamma, it is considered a heavy letter. But if Ra has a kasra, then it is considered a light letter. So both of these letters you have to say heavily. So Nasrullahi. And then we have Wal-Fath. Over here, this is a new rule. I'm pretty sure we've never done it. I'm not sure, but I'll explain it anyway. Let me use a different color. So that has a sukun on top of it. This rule is called Hams rule. So basically, how do you know that you have the Hams rule? One of the Hams letters need to have a sukun on top of it. And when you have this, it's basically like you kind of give the breath, you elongate the breath more. So it's like fet, like that. And I'll write down all the Hams letters so that you can know which ones are the Hams letters. There are a few Hams letters and I'll write them down.
Look, don't touch it.
Okay, so here are the Hams letters. There are more, I'm just looking at them. Sheen, Kha, Sad, Sin. And so these are all the Hams letters. Whenever you have these letters and they have a sukun on top of it, you will know that you need to elongate the breath more. So that, like that. I'll recite the ayah, the whole ayah one time. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. That's how you say the first ayah. Now let's move on to the second ayah. Kind of hard to erase for some reason.
Yes, we are.
Quran can be hard to see from use different marker. From this to a complete that we can see.
Black is the darkest color.
Red is the better.
No, but I think you can use
Red is the better.
another marker. Try red or blue.
I think that's fine. That's fine to write it down. Maybe down.
Okay, so this is the second ayah. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. Over here we also have a few rules. Over here we have Ra. Ra has a fatha on it. It is considered a heavy letter because, as I mentioned before, if Ra has a fatha or a dhamma, then you have to consider it a heavy letter. But if it has a kasra, then you consider it a light letter.
Can you turn on?
Yeah, I forgot to turn it on. I just turned it on. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ. Over here we have noon, and it has a shadda. Noon al-mushaddada, which means it's gunna. You have to press on it, and you have to give gunna, which means the sound will come from your nose. So وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ. And then you have يَدْخُلُونَ. Dal has a sukoon, and dal is one of the qalqala letters. So when any of the qalqala letters has a sukoon on it, you need to kind of vibrate the letter or bounce on the letter. And then we have kha, which is a heavy letter. So you need to say it heavily, more heavy than any other letter. And then yadkhuluna fi dinillahi afwaja. We have another new rule over here. So basically this rule is called Mishary-Al-Afasi. Okay, let me explain what Mishary-Al-Afasi is. Basically when you have, when any of the ending letter has a tanween on it, then when you stop on it, like you know how usually the rule is when you stop you need to put a sukoon. Over here that's not the case. Whenever there's a tanween, you always have to give a fatha here instead of the tanween. So you cross the tanween and put a fatha. If you stop, so it would be afwaja. But if you go on, if you like go from the second ayah and continue to the next ayah, then you put the tanween. So that's when the tanween works. So this is called Mishary-Al-Afasi. So the time it happens is when any of the ending letters, when you're stopping, has a tanween on it. So that is all the rules in this ayah. So when we recite the whole ayah, وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا.
But you can ask questions or not.
How about you?
So if anyone has any question or needs me to repeat anything, then you can raise your hand and tell me. Does anyone have any questions? You have a question? No? Okay. No questions. Got it. You know the problem when I write is that I can never write in a straight line. I always end up going slanted. Okay, so Fatima. So now I will do all the Tajweed rules and the last ayah number 3. So فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِهِ, there's no rules there. Rabbika, we have Ra with the fatha. Ra with the fatha means you need to make it heavy, as I mentioned before. Fatha and Dhamma makes the Ra heavy and Kasra makes it light. Rabbika wastaghfir. Over here we have wastaghfir. Ghayn is also a heavy letter. Ra has a sukun that's still it's still considered a heavy letter. So wastaghfir. If you stop, you put a sukun there, wastaghfir. But if you continue, wastaghfirhu. And then over here we have nun al-mushaddada. This is gunna, and you need to press on it, and it needs to come from your nose a little bit. It needs to have like a nasal sound a little bit. And then kana tawwaba. Again, over here we have the same rule. When we're stopping, the last letter ba has a tanween on it, so it is mad very well. If you stop, you need to put a fatha there and just say tawwaba. But if you continue to the next surah, then you need to put the tanween. So that is pretty much all the rules in this ayah.
Maria, can you explain that you write a kasra, the top? So some people is confused by your kasra. So explain that why you write that way.
Over here?
Yes.
Yeah. So over here, some people you might get confused by, even though we say Rabbika, I put the kasra on top. But you can write it 2 ways, Rabbika. You can write it like this, with the kasra on the bottom and the shadda on the top. Or you can write it like this, the way I wrote it. So basically, if you put the kasra on top of the shadda, then it becomes a fatha. But if it's still under the shadda, then no matter what, it's still a kasra. But you can also, to make it less confusing, you can also write it underneath the back. That's another way. But you know, it's always better to know 2 ways. I'm just used to writing it like that. So now let me recite the whole ayah with the rules. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. So did you notice how I didn't do tawwaban or I didn't do tawwab? I did tawwaba. I put a fatha there. So that's what is called mad'iwa. So that's all the rules. Does anybody have any questions or need me to repeat anything, any of the rules? Nobody? Okay. So now I'll recite the whole surah and then maybe some of them you can recite.
Ask some of them because you're going to break them. So first ask who are the one that want to participate in the next.
Okay, so who wants to participate in the competition next time? Raise your hand if you want to participate in the competition.
Especially if you are
If you're 6 years if you're 6 years or below, you're going to do Surat An-Nasr. So those of you who are 6 or below and want to do the competition, you can raise your hand. You want to do the competition?
yeah, then ask them to come and then like practice them, right?
Okay, I'll help you practice right now.
And then ask what we said and then
So first, what's your name? Madina. Okay. So I'm going to request it. can start reciting Surat An-Nasr, and if you have any mistakes, then I'll correct you, okay?
ونصر الله أكبر ورفعة الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح
واستغفر إنه كان توابا. So are you planning to join the competition next time? Okay, then when you go home, my homework to you is practice, 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 okay? Practice makes perfect. Practice your muscle. Alright, go ahead. And 1 minute, take your chocolate.
I'm allergic. You're allergic?
Okay, I'll remember your name is Madiha. Okay, I'll remember you and we'll give you the chocolate next time, okay? Thank you. Okay, anyone else who is 6 or below and wants to do the competition? So I can help.
Fatima is there. I'm pretty sure Fatima is there.
You can help. Sure, Nasr? So what's your name?
Zainab.
Zainab, okay. Do you already have it memorized? Alright, so if you have any mistakes, then I'll just correct you, okay?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
MashaAllah, great job.
Stay there or correct?
Yeah, that's what I did. So you had a few mistakes in the first ayah, إِذَا جَاءَ. You didn't quite elongate the med properly. You need to make it longer. So إِذَا جَاءَ النَّصْرُ. Like if you want, you can count with your fingers. Just count how many seconds you're doing it. Make sure you do 4, at least 4. Okay? So that's one. Also, you said إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. When you said fetch, you kind of said fetch. You didn't quite like pronounce the ha properly. So you know there's a ha after the da. So fetch. Make sure you pronounce the ha. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ. I think that's pretty much it. But other than that, you did it. Oh yeah. Also, إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. You have to put a little bit more gunna on إِنَّهُ. Okay. Other than that, you did a great job. So thank you, Zainab. I'm gonna take your chocolate. Are you allergic?
No.
Thank you. And practice, okay? Alright.
That's okay.
That's right. Alright, so what's your name? Halima. Okay, you don't need to be shy, it's okay. Do you want to recite Surat An-Nasr and then I'll correct?
Mama. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Thank you so much, Halima. 1 minute, don't go. So I noticed the same thing with you. You didn't quite elongate the med properly. You need to count with your fingers and do 4 harakat, okay? This will help you in the competition. I'm giving you some tips. And also, same thing with the gunna. You can make it a little, you can press it a little bit more and make it try to make it come from your nose, okay? That's all. You did good other than that. So thank you, Halima. Are you allergic? Good job. Come on. MashaAllah. What's your name? Yusra. Okay. Yusra, are you ready to do the competition? Are you going to do it next time? Okay. Come a little bit more this way. Do you know Surat An-Nasr? You want to try it?
أرأيت الناس يسجدون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح إنه كان توابا.
MashaAllah, great job. And don't say it so fast. We can't even hear what you're saying if you say it so fast. Try to say it more slow and pronounce the letters properly, okay?
I think she did a great job.
You did a great job, though. Thank you. Don't you want your chocolate? Thank you, Yusra. Bye. Fatima, your turn.
Fatima, you gonna do? You sure?
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح أرأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا وسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Okay, good job, Fatima, but you also had some mistake. In the second ayah, you said ara'aita, it's wara'aita. Also, yadkhuluna, not yadkhuluna, okay? And fasabbih, not wasabbih, okay? Other than that, good job, thank you. You want a chocolate? And when you go home, practice, okay?
And ask her to sit.
And sit down, don't wander around, okay? You're like everybody else, you have to sit down. Okay, anybody else? What's your name? Sorry?
Safa.
Safa, okay. Safa, do you know Surat An-Nasr? Okay, you can recite it, okay?
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح أرأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا سبح بحمدك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Thank you, Safa. 1 minute ago, you had also a few mistakes. You didn't elongate the men properly either. That's like most of the kids' problems. They don't elongate the men. Also, say it slow. There's no rush. You're not trying to catch me train, are you? There's no rush. Go slower. Pronounce each word properly. And when you go home, practice, okay? Oh, you wanted to do it too? Okay.
Oh, he doesn't have time.
Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Safa. I'm alert. You're alert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Next time
Okay.
we'll bring you the other one, okay?
I'll write it down your name, Safa, right?
You
And
want to recite something? No?
Hello? I said you wanted to sit.
is your brother? Okay, I'll give it. I'm so sorry. I'll bring the next one.
Okay, anybody else wants to do Surat An-Nasr next time? Yeah, come. What's your name? Layla? You want to recite Surat An-Nasr?
إذا جاء النصر الله والفتح رأيت الناس يدخلون في الله أفواجا
Good job. Masud.
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
MashaAllah, you do know this surah. Great job. So, when you go home, practice, okay, for the competition. Do you have any allergies? No. Okay. Here you go. Thank you, Layla. Okay, anyone else wants to do Surat An-Nasr? Anyone? You want it? Okay, what's your name? I know that. Okay.
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
MashaAllah, Maryam, great job. You did a little better on the men, but still try to do it a little bit better, okay? And also, Hitaja and Masud with Fed, you kind of didn't pronounce the ha properly, okay? There's a ha after that, so pronounce that. But other than that, you did great. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, Maryam. Anyone else?
Maryam, can you tell all the kids that everybody has to say Bismillah first? Before reciting, you have to say
Also, a reminder, before you recite Bismillah-ar-Rahman-ar-Rahim first, okay? Come on. What's your name?
إذا جاء النصر والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا سبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Thank you, Muhammad. And when you go home, memorize Surat An-Nasr so you can compete in the competition too, okay? Any allergies? No, okay. Alright, thank you, Muhammad. Okay, so I think that's all, right? No one else wants to do Surat An-Nasr? Okay, no one wants to. Alright, so I think Maghrib is going to start soon, so I think Maghrib is going to start soon, so let's quickly finish. I'm just going to recite Surat An-Nasr one more time. We might do a chorus after that too, okay? So quiet, silence please, everybody. You can talk later, okay, after we're done. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. Okay, let's all recite one time together. 1, 2, 3, go. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. Okay, great job everybody. Everybody air high fives. Okay.
Say the plan for the next class when it
Next
is.
class we're gonna have the mini competition, and I'm giving all of you homework. If you're 7 or below, then you can review and memorize your Nasr. Make sure you do it perfectly, and if you're above